Hey guys, over the next couple of weeks, you are going to be doing a journaling project as the ELA part of your social studies and ELA project. Every day, you are going to be journaling about the things that you're doing, the way that you're feeling. Some of you are going to choose to do your journaling in a really traditional sense. You are going to every day write out on paper a journal entry and turn that in to your teacher, or turn that into me. Some of you may want to do something a little bit different. And so today I'm going to show you how you can do a vlog about your day each day. And so today is actually Saturday, but I'm going to be vlogging about Friday, April 18th, and the things that I did yesterday. And so before I started my vlog, I decided that I wanted to pre-plan some of the things that I wanted to include in my vlog, just like I would do with the writing. Just kind of jotting out kind of an outline of things that I wanted to include. I'm going to do that for my vlog as well. And so Friday morning started off pretty much like all my other mornings have been starting over the past couple of weeks. I got out of bed. I knew that I needed to be ready for school. At 8 o'clock, I was going to have a Zoom meeting. And so I started my day actually by exercising, because that's one of the things that kind of keeps me sane. So I jumped on my elliptical. I did some exercising. I got ready. And at 8 o'clock, we had a staff meeting. And so on our staff meeting Zoom, I got to see Miss Byford or Dr. Byford. I got to see Mr. Thompson. I got to see Miss Boggs and Miss McDonald and so many of the other teachers at Helstern. And I got to hear about some of the neat things that they're doing with their students. And Dr. Byford's always great about encouraging us to keep going, even though this time is really hard for your teachers, because we all miss you guys so much. And so then once that one was over, I started a second Zoom meeting for the day. And I got to Zoom with my students. And we're doing our read aloud about the false prints. And so right here is where I kind of set up shop. I've got my dining room table right here, and I've got my computer out. Usually this is all covered with papers, and I sit right here and I Zoom with my students, and we Zoomed and did our false prints read aloud, and then we played Kahoot, and we had all sorts of technical difficulties, but we got to figure it out. And honestly, that's probably my favorite part of every day, especially the school part of my day, is getting to Zoom with my students. It warms my heart as a teacher. While I'm Zooming with my students and doing the other part of my schoolwork, checking emails, reading your interview projects, sending you guys comments, calling parents, talking to students, there are other people at the house that are here trying to work too. My husband's here. He's being forced to work from home as well. So he's in the other room, and a lot of times he is doing Zoom calls, and so I'm trying to be quiet in there, and he's trying to be quiet. I'm trying to be quiet in here, and he's trying to be quiet in his room, and Jack and Will are here, and they are doing their schoolwork. And so sometimes they come over in here with the dining room with me, and sometimes we end up over in the kitchen. We've got some bar stools set up over in the kitchen, and that's usually where they like to do their work. And so we can eat and snack way too much. So they sit up here in the kitchen and get their schoolwork done, and sometimes take breaks. And throughout the day, anytime I need a break, you guys probably know that I can always reach in and grab my Diet Coke. It's one of my favorite things that gives me joy during the day. And then another one that's here with us during the day is Saber. And so let's see if we can find him. Saber, hi, come here. Saber loves all this social distancing and quarantining, because that means that we are home with him all day, every day. That means that I go stir crazy in the house, and so he goes for walks all the time, and he loves that. So he is definitely the happiest camper during all of this social distancing. Usually we work until about lunchtime, and then we take a break, and we all usually eat lunch together just because we can, which is kind of nice. And we, yesterday included, of course, my Friday included, are obsessed with the game Monopoly Deal. We got it right before all this quarantining started, and we play every lunch. We play probably every dinner. We play a lot throughout the day. And that's been one of my favorite things to get to do with my husband and get to do with the boys, and they love it so much. And then we go back to work, and we work, and then it's food time again. And so I've done an awful lot of cooking over the past several weeks. And that's one thing that I actually really like to do. Right before we started quarantining, my husband got me this air fryer, which is amazing. And so yesterday during lunch, I made myself some chips with the air fryer. And at dinner, I made our family some chicken in the air fryer. And so I use that all the time. That's one of my ways to relax whenever we're quarantining, is to cook. A lot of times whenever I'm cooking, I will turn on my Libby app and I will listen to an audiobook. Right now I'm listening to Ready Player One, which is more of an adult book. I'm really enjoying it, but it's got a lot of mature things in it, so I would certainly not recommend it to middle schoolers, probably not even high schoolers. But I listen to that as I am cooking or cleaning. I've already read 2 other audiobooks during this time, and so that's one of the things that I like, and I probably watch way too much TV. Sometimes I turn a show on my computer, and I carry my computer around with me at night whenever I'm like cooking or cleaning. What else has been going on? Oh, last night. So last night after we ate dinner, we still had some of the NBA horse challenge to watch. And so this past week, since there's nothing to show on ESPN like basketball or baseball, so the ESPN decided that they would let some of the NBA players and WNBA players from their home basketball courts have a horse challenge. And so, of course, Jack and Will were super into that. And so we watched that last night. They watched a lot of it, but to be honest, they were much more motivated to shoot their own baskets. And so much of the night was spent, we've got one of those little basketball goals that hangs up on the door. And so my husband and I watched a lot of the horse challenge, but really Jack and Will had their own horse challenge. And so I've gotten used to having a lot of balls flying in the house all the time during this quarantining, except when it's nice, we try and kick them out to make them go out. So what I've done so far is I've told you pretty much all of the events and what I did throughout the day. But since this vlog is also is really a journal, I not only want to include events, I also want to include how I'm feeling. And so yesterday was a really good day. Whenever it's sunny outside, it makes me feel better, happier, but I definitely get down during this time. And I had some moments yesterday when I felt really down. I miss my students. Yesterday I had to run to school. It's only the second time that I've gone up to the building since all this stuff started, but I needed a few things from the classroom. And walking down the hallway, my eyes started to fill with tears. It really hurt my heart that we're not going to get to finish out this year. We've got such a great team, and I've got so many good students. And so, of course, I had to immediately text my other Olympian teachers and tell them how sad I was to be in our hallway. I worry about my students a lot. I worry about what they're doing at home and how things are going, but I also worry about what kind of teacher that I'm turning into and how to do this type of school well, and how to check in with my students and how to make sure that we're still learning, that they're still exercising their brain, and how to be a good teacher during this time period. I worry about that a lot. I miss my friends. I worry about my sister and her girls and husband, because they always come home from Abu Dhabi every summer, and they're supposed to come home at the end of May, and we don't know what that looks like. And I worry that I may not be able to see them this summer, and that makes me really, really sad. But I'm also really enjoying a lot of the things that we get to do because of this. I feel like I get to be around my husband and Jack and Will all the time. We've had a lot of really sweet, precious family time that we don't always get, because a lot of times we run from school to sporting events to hanging out with our friends, and life is just really busy, and life's not busy right now. And so we get to play a lot of Monopoly Deal, and we go for bike rides, and we take the dog for a walk. And we hang out a lot more, and so that's really something that we've loved to do. Okay, well, that's my vlog, and if I'm going to choose to do a vlog, then I'll get back on here and I'll do another one tomorrow. Okay, thanks, guys.